You're watching Good Evening San Diego.
All right, we are continuing to learn more about the fire that left the iconic Oceanside Pier damaged just days ago. Officials say that 90% of the pier was saved, but the two restaurants at the end of the pier were destroyed. Joining us now is structural engineer Eric Montijo for his thoughts. Eric, good to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So I know you've been following the situation there at the pier. It sounds like it's pretty much just the end of the pier that was damaged by the fire. What are you learning about it? What were your thoughts when you saw the fire happening there?
Of course. Well, first of all, my thoughts seeing that fire, I'm an Oceanside local, so seeing it really hurt personally, right?
Yeah.
That thing's on fire, pretty much learned how to walk on that pier. From a structural engineering perspective, though, you know, it's kind of, we're trying to figure out what elements were damaged in that pier.
It's a wooden pier,
Yeah.
which is unique and kind of beautiful, right? I mean, it's got this historic legacy. How do you expect it to be repaired, and what are some of the challenges that you see?
Yeah. So I think that they're going to kind of take a look at the overall structure. They're going to try to determine where the damage is located. They're probably going to find that most of the damage is within the superstructure. That means the top area, not the piers. And then they're going to kind of assess what can be repaired and what needs to be replaced.
So do you think they just go about maybe repairing and replacing the wood that was originally there with just other wood, treated wood, things like that?
Yeah, I would think so. I think that they're going to stick with the template, the overall wood, wooden elements of the pier. They're not going to bring anything in like concrete or anything like that. But we'll probably see some galvanized steel that is corrosive resistant.
And it already has galvanized steel on it.
It most certainly does, yeah. So if you look at the cross bracing between the piers itself, those are steel.
What is done to the wood to treat the wood so that it, remains for years?
Actually, that specific wood, it's very old school style of treating the wood. It's dipped in kerosene or some kind of kerosene material. And it just is left to soak. Nowadays, they use pressure-treated wood where they essentially inject the wood with some kind of preservative.
Well, you say it's soaked in kerosene. That makes me think that it would be easy to start a fire on a kerosene-soaked piece of wood.
No, well, I would need to go back and take a closer look at it, but it's an old school fashion of actually preserving the wood.
What kind of calculations go into this? I think structural engineer. I'm just imagining there's a lot of mathematics and weights. I mean, you've got to kind of figure out what to do so that it doesn't collapse.
Yeah, absolutely. So as structural engineers, our primary concern is life safety. So we always use applied loads. We consider seismic loads and gravity loads. And what we do is essentially we size the size of the columns, the size of beams and joists using those applied loads.
Is there anything that can be done to maybe the overall pier to try to prevent it from catching fire, or if it does catch fire, from spreading fast?
Absolutely, yeah. There's lots of fireproofing techniques, right? So there's spray foam, there's, there's other kinds of, trying to coming up with some kind of fire safety mitigation issues, right? So having a plan of action going forward.
And I don't know if they've done that already. I mean, maybe that was already done. Do you know?
No, I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that the firefighters are doing a fantastic job there, and they had a new boat out there.
How long do you think it might take for it to be restored back to, the way it was?
Yeah, it will probably take that's a good question. It really is up to the city, right?
Yeah.
But it could take a while. What they need to do first, or the steps generally, is to go and assess the damage and make sure that the damage is either repairable or replaceable.
Eric Montijo, thanks for coming by, Eric.
Yeah, thank you so
providing
much.
some insight.
Yeah,
Hopefully your pier will be up and running and you'll enjoy Oceanside.
All right.
Thanks for bringing the family as well.
Yeah,
Good to see them.
Yeah,
All right.
good to be here.
Logan and Eric, thank you.